again, we're going to talk about that once we get through this torture of applying the product. Hi there, my name's Alana and I use my YouTube channel as a way to justify my crippling Charlotte Tilbury addiction. Okay, maybe that's a little bit extreme, but here at Classy on the Run, we love talking about high-end and luxury makeup and handbags, and particularly we love talking about Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury is one of my absolute favorite makeup brands, and generally speaking, she can do no wrong. Generally speaking. Let's just leave it at that. So for today's video, we are going to be testing out her brand new Matte Eyes to Mesmerize formula. I am a huge fan of the original Eyes to Mesmerize. I probably have like 10 of them. I am actually planning on doing a video of my entire Eyes to Mesmerize collection, but I'm so glad I haven't filmed that one yet because I think there's a lot of valuable information that we are going to be discussing today that's going to be useful for that video. So if you love Charlotte Tilbury, you love honest makeup reviews, if you haven't already, please subscribe, and without any further ado, let's get into the video. So we're going to start with a quick overview of the product and what I picked up. Then we are going to get into a try-on sort of tutorial review of the products. I'm going to get into some extensive comparison swatching, including comparing the formulas to Tom Ford, Auric, her original Eyes to Mesmerize, and MAC, and then I'm going to share with you my final thoughts. So Charlotte has released 5 shades in this line, including Nude Cashmere, Flawless Beige, Smoky Taupe, Chocolate Veil, and Diffused Black. I chose to pick up Nude Cashmere and Flawless Beige. I thought that Nude Cashmere might be the perfect Charlotte alternative to the MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. If you're familiar with my channel, you will know that I start nearly every eyeshadow look using my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly. I've gone through so many of those, such an iconic, wonderful product, and I thought, hey, maybe this is going to be Charlotte's answer to that product. Incredible. Sign me up, let's go. I selected Flawless Beige because when I saw this collection, I immediately thought of smoky eyes. Now, if you are familiar with Charlotte's The Super Nudes Easy Eye Palette, it's a great matte neutral palette, perfect if you were looking for a smoky eye. I immediately thought that this collection was the cream version of that palette. Now, I was also really interested in Chocolate Veil, but I told myself that I do not need to buy the entire collection to do a good review. And so I was going to buy the 2 shades that really spoke to me, and if I loved the formula, which I figured I would, then I could just buy the rest of them later. And let me just tell you, I am so glad that I decided to try a few and buy the rest later. So if that hasn't hinted how this product review is gonna go, let's apply some makeup. So for our base, we're going to be starting off with Nude Cashmere. Nude Cashmere is the lightest shade in this launch. So for our first application method, we're going to be using my finger. And I wanted to show you just how little product comes up on my finger at first. And I really want to show you how little amount of slip this product has. Now, as I'm applying it, it has a very tacky texture, and it doesn't really pull very far on the eyelid. It also sets very, very quickly. So as I'm coming back into this inner part of my eye, honestly, it feels set and hard to blend out. So we've just applied Nude Cashmere on this side of my eye, and as you can see, not a huge difference in terms of color, but it does provide that nice seamless base. That's the kind of product I like to use under eyeshadow. Now, I tend to use my MAC Paint Pot and Painterly as my eyeshadow base. We're going to talk about that a little bit more after when we get into some comparisons. But this does give me that sort of seamless, no veins or colors peeking through, which is something I definitely look for in an eyeshadow base. But these aren't exactly eyeshadow bases. These are cream eyeshadows, which of course can be used as an eyeshadow base. But I'm going to start by using them for their intended purpose, which is of course as eyeshadow. The other shade I purchased is Flawless Beige. So I'm going to start by using my finger to apply this, and then I'm going to blend it out with my brush. So I'm going to place it on sort of the outer portion of my eye, and then we're going to see how that blends. So I have a synthetic brush. This one is by Complex Culture. And this is not blending. So as you can see, I'm having to work pretty hard to get that to work. Now let's continue applying the eyeshadow with my finger. On the other side of my face, I am going to be using a brush. So let's just apply a little more and then blend. For the next bit, I am just going to be putting my synthetic brush right into the cream shadow to see if that helps us build it up a little bit more. But yeah, this stuff sets really, really quickly, and I find it pretty difficult to blend. So I'm just trying to bring a little bit of a shadow in to get some dimension in our look today. And yeah, right up here, it's where I'm having, oh, yeah, that is like set. Okay, so I have an idea. We're gonna fix that up after, but this is how it looks. This is how it looks applied with my finger and a synthetic brush. So I think what I'm just going to do is get a little bit going on under our eye. Just gonna go in with my Rephr number 3. Just gonna... Okay, so we're back into our Nude Cashmere, and I'm going to be using my Rephr number 2 brush. Now this is a natural hair brush, which normally is not my preference for cream products, but this product is almost, I'm not going to say it's more like a powder, but it sets so quickly that in some ways I feel like I might as well be working with a powder. So I wanted to see if the natural hair brushes work a little better. So far I will say I'm having a better experience blending this on my eyelid with a brush than I did with my finger, as I go in with my finger to grab just a little bit. So, okay, off the bat, I'll say that this is a lot more enjoyable to apply on the lids with a brush than the finger. There's also just something about how firmly this product is packed into the jar that your finger doesn't have anywhere to go. Like, it basically just sits on top. So again, we are going to do some comparison on the texture, but if you haven't already figured it out, this product is nothing like her traditional Eyes to Mesmerize formula. In fact, I don't even think these products should be in the same line. But again, we're going to talk about that once we get through this torture of applying the product. So as I'm looking in the mirror, I feel like this accentuates texture. And I feel like it feels like this accentuates texture. And what I really find frustrating is I feel like I'm pulling on my eyelid a lot. And that's not the feeling you want to have when you're setting your base for your eyeshadow. So what we're going to try, instead of applying with our fingers and blending it out, I'm going to go in with my Rephr 15 brush. This is just a crease blending brush I use a fair bit. And I'm going to try just sort of tapping it on top of the product to just get it loaded up. Again, treating it a little bit more like a powder. Okay, I'm finding this is easier to work with, although it's still like, it's really catching on my eyelid because it is so tacky with that other shade on the bottom. My eyelids feel sticky. Not sticky, they feel like there's a dried glue on them, just, ugh. I don't know if I have the patience to keep going. I'm gonna take a flat shader brush, this one's from MAC, and I'm just going to kind of fill in that outer half by just kind of tapping it down. And then I'm just gonna go back in with that blending brush to blend it out because this was taking a lifetime. And it's patchy, not because the product itself is patchy. It's not because the product's not opaque. It's because the product, I feel like it's like, I almost think it's already set in this thing. Like it's set so quickly on the eye that you can't blend it. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna stop mucking around with it. Also, my eyes feel uncomfortable. This is fun. This is fun. This is not how I like to do my Charlotte Tilbury reviews. For eyeliner today, I'm going to stick in the brown family. I'm going with Barbella Brown, which is one of her Rockin' Coals. And I'm going to just kind of apply it on and sort of smudge it in. I'm going in with my MAC 219 as our blender. That was a nightmare to blend in. It looks patchy and awful. I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit of the Flawless Beige to just kind of clean it up a bit. Okay, so let me show you this beautiful look I've put together. Okay, so we see how the eyeshadow looks on its own, how the mattes look on their own, and the number one way that I like to cover up a patchy matte, especially if I maybe don't have time in the morning to fix my look. I mean, I'm filming all day today, but you know, if I didn't have time to fix my look, is actually to just cover it up with a shimmer. So I'm gonna be going in with Charlotte Tilbury's Eyes to Mesmerize in Pillow Talk. I'm gonna be using a brush because I find that my finger, once I have the mascara on, doesn't really give me the ability to get in where I need. But I just wanna show you how different the process is and just honestly what a dream the original Eyes to Mesmerize is. So to start off, the product is moussey. It picks up nicely. It's, you know, it's easy to work with. I actually put too much on my brush, which was not a problem with the matte ones, I will give it that. So I'm just going in with a Complex Culture brush. This is Precision Eyelid, and I'm gonna focus this on the inner part of our eyelid. Just kind of tapping it on, bringing a little bit of life to it because it looks so flat. And because we did that really smoky eyeliner, I'm not even worried about kind of covering up the eyeliner. And while not perfect, I think this makes it look so much better. So we're gonna go in again on the other side. And sometimes because it does pick up too much, we're just actually going to be wiping a little bit of it off. And then I'm also going to go in with Jean with another synthetic brush, just to try to blend out some of the patchiness up here, add a touch of shimmer under the eye, and just to try to salvage what's up here. Okay, so here's the final look using just the matte shadows, but I am not happy with how it turned out, so we are going to salvage the look with a little bit of shimmer. Okay, and here is the final look touched up with a little bit of shimmer. Instead of just using the mattes on their own, I have gone in with the original Eyes to Mesmerize formula with the shimmer to just upgrade it a little bit. So let's take a look at the swatches. That's one swatch of Nude Cashmere. You can see it doesn't drag down very far, and it is all stuck on my nail. Do you see how, like, I'm putting pressure in, and it's a very firmly packed product. So I use MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly all the time. And first up, I didn't realize how much I appreciate the larger size of it, but it makes it so much easier. And if we watch the swatch, I don't know if you can see it, but it blends a little bit better. When we blend out, I just did another swatch beside it. It's just so much easier to blend around. And if you see, my finger's kind of getting caught on that swatch, and it's just not blending up. So this is Charlotte Tilbury's Jean, which is now known as Champagne. And this is a cream shadow I have used a lot of. I hope you can see that. So I'm gonna do a swatch. And first of all, see when I put my finger in, like, just look at how much of the product, I hope you can see that, just how much of the product I can like move around. Like if I wanted to, I could just scoop up a whole finger of product, and I'm not going to do that, but it is just, it's just so easy. So I've got some on my finger, and let's see a nice swatch. Like, look at that. Do you see that swatch? How it's just even and it's just perfect. Just to show you that it's not just Jean. I mean, like, look, like, do you see when I like put my finger in there, how much product just like, oh, it's coming across. It's just like so easy. Got a nice generous amount of Pillow Talk. And like, look at how easy Pillow Talk just swatched there. It's like a whole other world. So this is Defiance from Samantha Ravenhall's brand Auric. And again, even easier to move the product around. A nice solid swatch we just did there. One swipe, no problem. And then from Tom Ford, we have his Naked Bronze, which originally I had thought was harder to work with than the Charlotte. But you know, when I first got this compared to Charlotte's shimmery formula, but this is an absolute dream compared to her mattes. So these are the color swatches I really wanted to show you of Nude Cashmere and Flawless Beige. But more importantly, I wanted to show you swatches to really showcase the texture of just how dry and awful they are. So we have seen the product applied to my face, we've seen the swatches, and I really hope that I've been able to demonstrate the texture of this product for you, because I was so excited when I saw this launch. I love the original Eyes to Mesmerize. I often use it as an eyeshadow base. I use them all the time, especially if I'm looking for a quick, easy 5-minute face. I use them more in my real life than I do when I film, but they are beautiful. I love them. They have this kind of like almost like a whipped souffle type texture. They are so easy to work with, easy to blend out, diffuse, sheer out, and I was honestly just picturing that the matte ones would be the same, just matte, which is why I was so excited about this launch. But as you can see, that's not the case at all. Now, I live in Canada. It's winter. Yesterday when I went outside, it was minus 21 degrees Celsius. So when these products arrived, it was really, really cold. So when I first tried them, I was so excited. When I first tried them, I thought to myself, you know what? Let's reserve judgment. These products are probably just cold. They've probably been on a truck. They've been waiting outside. Like, I can't handle more than a few minutes outside. So let's not give the product a hard time. It's cold out. Even though the container wasn't cold and they weren't frosty. But anyways, I told myself, you know what? Charlotte didn't do us wrong. So I decided, you know what? Let's revisit this tomorrow. So I tried it the next day. And today is the day after that I filmed this. So it's not that the product was cold. That's what I thought at first. It's that the product is so stiff and densely packed that, one, it's not enjoyable to put my finger in it, which, you know, I find I don't necessarily love putting my finger in cream shadows, especially when my nails are done. Thankfully, they're not done today. And thankfully, I'm going to be painting them after this video. But it's really frustrating to put your finger in them and to apply it with your finger. So the brush is better, but either way, the product just sets so quickly on the eye that it is really tough to blend. The product needs a little bit more slip. And she has that in her, I'm gonna call it the metallic Eyes to Mesmerize, in the shimmery ones. It has that slip and that pull that it's a really comfortable and enjoyable product to use. And ultimately, I just don't feel like the matte ones are enjoyable to use. Now, Nude Cashmere, I'm sorry, you are not cashmere at all. You are a scratchy wool sweater that needs to be shoved to the back of my closet. I did have one question on Instagram. Somebody noted that the ingredients include lavender, and they wanted to know if it had a lavender scent, if it'd be irritating. Well, I don't find this product comfortable on my eyes. I will say I gave it a good smell for this commenter, and it smells, yeah, it kind of smells like lavender. I was gonna say it smells like the dried flowers that, you know, your grandma has in her bathroom, but then I realized that lavender is probably in that. It has a very like old lady perfume smell, which I don't like. So anyways, this is not a glowing review. I will say I have seen some people commenting across social media that they really like these and that this is a really easy product for them to make a smoky eye with. And I just have to say that if this is the easiest product that you've used to make a smoky eye, like, I don't know what you've been using. I find that I can do a smoky eye easier, faster, with less physical pain to my eyelid with using a powder. You know, if you are looking for a great smoky eye kind of product, I would just get the Super Nudes palette from Charlotte and just use a regular old powder eyeshadow, because these, you're not getting that blend, and you know, you need the blend to get the smokiness. Now, the only way I was able to salvage this look is by putting some shimmery eyeshadow on there from her original Eyes to Mesmerize. I think overall, to conclude this tragic video, I would say that she shouldn't have called these Eyes to Mesmerize, because her Eyes to Mesmerize formula, her original Eyes to Mesmerize formula, is nothing like the matte one. You know, this could have probably been called like the Flawless Hollywood Model Smoky Eye in a Pot, you know, something like that. You know, Charlotte uses all those model, flawless, Hollywood films, you know, all of these words, just kind of put them in a blender. But I think they should have effectively been called a smoky pot rather than an Eyes to Mesmerize, because these two formulas have absolutely nothing in common. One is absolutely incredible and the other makes my eyeballs itchy. So anyways, all of that is to say that the reason this video wasn't up the day I received the product is because I wanted to give you a really good, thorough, honest review. I did pay for these products with my own money. I do receive PR from Charlotte as well. And I love probably like 99% of the products she releases. And what makes it so sad when I can't recommend a Charlotte product for you is usually when I see the launch, I'm excited and I think it's gonna be great and I wanna try it. And this one, it just didn't meet the mark. So if you do want to buy this product for whatever reason, I will leave it linked down below. If you've already purchased this product, you know, you can probably make it work. I'm really wrestling if I'm going to keep it or return it. The keep it side says it's good for like reference for other videos, but the keep it side is not saying keep it because you love it. So do with that information what you will. I honestly just think that Charlotte has so many other incredible products that are worth your money and that you're going to enjoy so much more. So thank you so much for watching. If you love Charlotte Tilbury and you are looking for Charlotte reviews and you love luxury makeup and handbags and maybe you want to see a review of that little heart-shaped bag behind me, definitely subscribe and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.